Kasankiti nkitisa ebetinyama currency no atochene.
I see.
If you say ukasa obi sika o home farmer no obi ya we ni say ya umman pana wo sika no ho enyo nti me oba sa na nyame nwa nti ama notice me ko ama printing bi ma printing notice bi be signed by Bank of Ghana board, which is in the right step, the right direction.
Anapay woman framing yasam kitwa say o mem show mo say na it is saying say no can it say and me Bank of Ghana there no say omo cap no $10,000 per individual per trip and on in chase any saying
the mention what that free 20007.
Okay,
come on ya shasi no mamenchiro mamema abakosem kakra come on ya pass it to 206 act no and a Bank of Ghana for fair banks ni na me free governor na otiso em se Paul Akwa and no mu na ye see a transit ni a hwe kwan ya editi ya mankofo a omo ye $1 biko ye adwumanya ebi to me to be deba ni a hwe ama sai sika na ba system ndi enye ne ene wo ho dada 20007 currency account a o tu kwan a enye currency account a o tu kwan a enye se ko dina ho o betinya transfer o sika akoto ticket.
Okay,
but se ko fix foreign exchange account there e gi se o do ticket ko eni bi amaw and I say o foreign currency account so e ma na ma o fa more than $10,000 to say your foreign exchange account nti en wo no e wo ho dada na e bi a o mo pese o mo streamline no.
Okay.
We people say person kina.
Okay.
Nti yenya nhye kina no be yen saa. We people say person kina.
Okay.
Nti yenya nhye kina no be yen saa. No akofa asem fufuru aba. Nti $10,000 no o SS account o kwa o ko need ticket kwa allowance. O ko to ticket utimi di to ticket utimi di o travel allowance. Nyina o emra ni mu dada.
Okay.
Nti ni hu ya o kano. O si be year free when mbisa say Tanzania for you be the president yana because young lady no akwa ni musi in Tanzania nti okan ni anadwene ye ho discussions nti anya me ho sa de chi nsama na ye ka no na Bank of Ghana for actually release aba no.
Okay, in the case of Tanzania eboa omo
de no omo ye na nsan won so ye no ye liberalize your foreign exchange na che ye pass act no 723/206 when you started liberalizing omo de no nche say de no na wo cha wo ko yenti ma ade a go Bank of Ghana for ko account ma me fan kan wo we see a money supplier you can also control inflation you so who money supplier money in system.
Okay,
so timi ko di bank for no ho no the Bank of Ghana calculations banks ni nyina ho ma you total money in circulation it is inflation cost ra either say see the number 70 inflation kwa na so bi akopinti di agum nti when you are part of the mechanism in inflation monitoring it is all kokasi you know bi ko yi ko share the table afia you didn't control inflation.
Okay,
nti almost Bank of Ghana for the one cha Paul Akwa time Dr. Dufo ba omu nyina na wo aha nti ni hu adekunti ba se enne yekoka ho ansama kofa asem foforo asamba.
Okay, Doctor Ebedasipa nchemu awde mai Edasipi nchemu awde mai doc.
Right,
Dr. Richmond the here I'm kind of banking consultant. Ghana had the sign one say why you quite cry. Bano sikasem to Australia. So Majid, you may proceed. 2 minutes been uncle.
Yo mate. And the air can say your last resort and the justice system. One, only it have financial implication. Simple because an investor who is coming to invest in this country, no who's in any day your justice system is not stable. On one say or background assembly cotton cry 1 year justice. And all these are you say I buy me aba where new chief justice. We swaba no way new chief justice. Not to say just oh man yes say no. Omana na yes no simple from day one and your friends are lawyers and the judge for no among per NDC for asem meanwhile NDC on several occasions with asem quarter more and what has changed and now yeah president yes what they were appointing acting when Bafo Bonnie as acting in friend go there and see his background. So on one year and on what the name director of the friend is fire service. So nebra and on what chain or friend is NCA case. NCA case. Not just say oh behavior ya not just say just oh yeah friend is a chenia pa simple because cases now already ya catch a gun of was there and people for corrupt inti yeah ba eden yeah ba be park the court no there's a chief justice also no and they appointed a friend is justice for the case. So last one I had call so almost say a friend say 3 is it 3-2 3-2 go there and see silly a friend is justice Tanko or no Bafo Bonnie in echo the same side and one why a friend is saying na say oh here be ade na ekwa na it clearly tells you say already we have problem how our justice system na wo ye na say kokra maza a serious implication na some America no say especially the law that we are practicing in West Africa no the Commonwealth law no is who alleges must prove. Court do not deal with emotion, court deal with hardcore evidence. Me too now say me a for now the make court you have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt to say Ampratwum Ampanchina as where we are no where we are now gonna want to improve case here now you throw the case now we are because I remember now John Dramani Mama say it's very difficult dealing with your own people and then Oma you do more for the legal process in the matter crown say from next week in market in the wall on command and this if I come yate sit the name Tamakulo or mobile man presidential party no. You know she has been convicted in absentia. So
also man presidential party.
Na me catch.
Wow.
Your friend Abdul Mujib.
It will be interesting.
Ba. Now way over fighting corruption. You want a weaker justice system in order to favor you. I'm pretty sure me that say.
Okay, well, Mamima Mema can say Suleiman Apkaba. Suleiman.
Ampratwum.
Na empom to say.
Be ankopo ase.
Bibia ekoso.
Oh alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Alamin.
Okay.
Na say na ema yankopo. Ona na wama enedi. Yeti ma nyabre abeti na mufidi so ayedi nkomo. Ma menche etifu ina. Menche ayo Kuman ewo Wayek area zi. We hadn't listener of this station. Kuman mawaha. Ma menche e ma menso awe chira si ya. Mamia wa obi a ba ye Jubilee Park azi na si bia odi ebruache na se ma mena ma me adwa
Suleiman
ma adwa otime bichiano
so
kukanso bro say bro me advertise me chiano
so ba odi bi ba ye so o che bi ademo ba so o je so wanje amanyina ye to ye di fasa na te ha
then how all of the financial kasasa me na Ampratwum edi enkomo mami okotena ne nchen a station ya na odi.
That's right.
Who means honorable.
Great.
Ampratwum. No Kabra Medina for member of parliament of this area. Or not several others. Means a me and win because police station amutu abande they declare me winner.
That's right.
I think that the last 2 elections are manjina and now everyone says there's a million one novel. But I need to say what about me there? Me and Medina so. And there are several of them.
Okay.
And I hold them in high esteem.
Okay.
Omunya the real economy of this country.
I'm say Michiano pa. So it's for
Mame Mechiano Kwala ina.
Okay.
Ampratwum.
Yes.
My colleague Ewotia Media Senior High School. We are Fukuturu. Where the polling station executive Edima the MPP Ewo mention of very hard working gentleman. Bijide say MPP as a party omunya ni party say the so bebrea the party wouldn't have gone into position. We have Kotoru.
Okay.
Which Ambeju. Mr. Etuahene, financial
banking consultant.
Look, Adongo's idea, no, but as an expert, he was interested in the law. A govern so Boko Bank now with me $1 yakura. And so he's interested in the laws, but not in the actual impact of a decision such as the one proposed by Adongo. Ghana, we have to spend cedis. And says cedi is a medium of exchange. And no, and I say, it be behind cedis. Even the world, major countries in Minano, they are trying to move away from the dollar to another commodity that can store value.
Like gold.
Like the gold. And that's a country, So Bikrana at that moment in a band so say we should do something like that. Let's support it. Then we work on the laws to ensure that it may achieve. It is about this country. And not about some people who have access to dollars. Maybe say about Minya Samijan fi case here or Nama no dollars nation. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Because Yepo, the Ghanaian voter, the ordinary Ghanaian on the street, I approach you. The person has wise up to the extent that something of this nature don't bring the agro. And if you had the uproar in this country, it's now you can't take the voter for granted. That kind of opulence, say when they say by virtue of the fact that you do to your amount when they scan to you can do anything with the money, is a thing of the past. What the ordinary Ghanaian went through from 2016 in particular to 2024 is a serious lesson the ordinary Ghanaian will never forget. And anybody post in such a way the person should know that Ghanaian will punish the person severely. Let me advise Mina Mujibu and the MPP in particular. At this material moment, I think that since this is the first time meeting Mujib in team my man Yako. Michelle Day. So with him, my man Kwaba about the opposition field, Yeah, I'm in the position and I have the experience more than the So the number of years I've been in opposition, he has not been in that opposition for that number of years.
At least enjoy kakra.
Say, there are things you must do, and you must listen to us, because you kasa chiro mo na so mutia omunya de omope. Ba mo koduro no ma no mo wi fo mo ho na fe no mo ye do mpibia. Enti many dem ko they say this is the time to sit back and see how best as even a party can distance itself from 2016 to 2024 administration. I'm not saying they've not done anything good, but some of the major setbacks are, I can say with authority say, those setbacks, the Ghanaian will not forget.
Okay.
And I know that just like how we can mention some of their slogans with some of the projects, sound so someone require meet my bonim unit.
Yeah, my AJ brief for AJ. Yes.
That's it. Now,
Chief Justice.
Medawasi ni akwenya ojamami. Mefa enchi asunko Emma President John Mahama ene ni NDC for our power mo se oni omo eye adwuma. Na mensan fa enchi asunko so Emma me am MC ya Ira Mahama bo ni din Andre ya confirm no Honorable Anwe Sadat Oforikro Municipal Assembly na wo hwe djuma odi pa wo de ne voter wonyaye afi 2024 e compare 2023 na that means in 2024 33% NDC nyaye Ashanti region no hwe Oforikro one of the largest constituencies I wo Ashanti region that means Abrante Sadat no obo adwuma pa enti se ka so mbe MC ya na osena ofata na me sign French and so Emma 10K University for of course when I'm here I'm vice president I'm a president the records be na any members in na Ampratwum Abdul Majid Ekasa na o kase aban biba na obe chief justice na ordinary dia fofraba enti me pese me bisa ne say NDC aban ana say Ira Mahama aban a wode ni mu no omo yi chief justice bi ana omo appoint chief justice bi tiso bitina hana say woka say aban bi aba we chief justice ordinary dia aba aban fofraba na wo yesa enu be dite investors say omo mfa omo sika mbehye amamoni mu a ana say be enu no ye boshim kan na say infutru bi na wo moto agu enipa bi ani enti no yenhwe wona yenka ehon nso before say you be remove chief justice no enye government anase enye aban a wote so anase enye president a wote so ena ono atena ho ka say me pese me remove chief justice enti me miankasa me de me power e remove chief justice and of course aban mu nipa bi eni ho a ye hu ne say wono initiate process bi say enfa remove chief justice president ya to abama no wa appointing nkofo ono wo mo ye adwuma ena ankra ebi edi petitions aba say mampanyine chief justice a owo superior court of judicature ene ne adwuma no yesusu say ensem bi say ena wo ne ho enti in line with the article 142 of the constitution a mampanyine di adwuma na se Ghana aya ya mamra no ena president akohwem ena wo say obi di petition aba dia yemfa processes we mu na yemfa enkosi the end say chief justice no you betumi the processes and as the provisions no remove no and as dabi enti processes na enemu ende yaba bedru say you set up 5-member committee justice poorman edano wo mo hwe nsem no na wo mo abubu ho enti no I think say with this case no na inipa binum ebisa say adana in camera na say private with this issues be say and say with committee hearings we say it shouldn't be made public because maybe we hokra it's not even healthy for the public to consume what I say after the recommendations I beba and I say after committee hearing no in some beba ni na your mind what I'm expecting I say we say was a fairness any justice adwuma and of course NDC there you na senior ye share ye fairness adwuma wo man and I say obi ehun asemba process say dey nipa ne famu after that Ghana ni bia be hu say oh emra dey nipa we famu and I say process say dey nipa ne famu no constitutional na say ono so yira me aminya Abdul Majid eti ano ka say ono dey ni susuye mu and I say MPP fo susuye mu no omi hu say processes na chief justice no ye dey no famu no unconstitutional and I say hu say politically motivated and I say bibisa o hwe Supreme Court sisi ana ye ka say suspended chief justice no onipa ye ka say on be act justice Paul Bafuboni and of course you know him say 2 weeks and Ira president Kufuor ede buy it is politically motivated adena ye chief justice a we MPP ni I because say chief justice a Ira Kufuor do appointing no ye na free o nyase akofa chief justice a Ira Kufuor appointing and NPP na yamfa obi a chief justice yamfa justice a ono so NDC ni ambeso intini se nipa nka say politically motivated a mimi hu basis a ono ejina so ekasa because one onipa o initiate case no enye NDC ni and then enye say obi initiate case and say obi ase obi asserve petition ama president intino you can say president no emfa no power ensaki nipa na na say on suspending nipa no processes and nipa no ye de no afam and then all the processes no are in line with the constitution. That's it.
Okay, so Suleiman,
Ampratwum, Chief Justice, say the committee no omotion mojuma. I think omotion say enne ebia by this time can no more confess round the week. There by this time there in arranging to say mra ye she di mayo sam rano ehijuma Sam Rano ever any short for Biana
97.9 Fox FM. Fox. The Fox.
But once Rano Honum, let's say we are following the law, then everybody get the law. And the law is the law. Look, say Rano Honum, let's say instead of working with the law, let's say so and in Rano they are share toward it. Now so baby you know man you sit down Morano. Then who are we? The framers of the constitution no omaju no no omunti ase no omunim de no minimum ejitum say omunim de they were no commoners, just a commoner. Omutinas will say and yeah beboy. And unfortunate for us, there's been an attempt to test the law. And there has been a precedent regarding the ruling on the law. And that means everything is smoothing. Yet test the law and we said there must be a there more friend of prima facie. In our language they say kamshin gaskia. Said no krebi ewo. Asema ede tuma menoso ana. So, I don't know that precedence, no. Is it a J2, right? That case, no, is smoothing the process. The right to be heard, even to be for a prima facie to be determined, was duly followed. And the question is that which part of the law is broken?
Yes.
Now, the question now is that should it be said every political party be about on the chief justice? I think that kind of a mentality, let's put it aside. Everybody, you have an opportunity or excuse to exhibit. Once the person does so, then it is assumed say that person is sorting a honor. Sure, there are two Domlevo. When the MPP came in 2017, we say, can we trust him? The report no buy no. Omu say he saved this country in excess of 6 billion Ghana cedis to be surcharged. Omu support no. That year, the budget now was paid. It was part of the institution of state. They pay omu now without any hindrance. Obuduma to say. Nesako senior minister in some day in the Kusi. You can see that so many appointees are more top positions they are still there. Mention one top officer, and I say no born a lot of issues. This Chief Justice, the suspended Chief Justice, I want to use the right adjective. Gertrude Tokono. I've had the opportunity of meeting her. 2020 elections, analysis somewhere in Aqua Safari.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity of interacting.
Aqua Safari, wow. Then you enjoyed yourself.
No, we went to do work. We couldn't even get time to know about.
I see.
And in fact, very knowledgeable of the law, have a good human relationship. But to be honest with you, I was surprised when I started hearing some of her pronouncement of major cases in this country. Mama, one of my surprise, the case of a birth set. Ampratwum. The law of this country established kwanya a first in your birth set. So if there's a problem with that one, as a chief just recommend for that one to be rectified. Let me make it that clear. But come to tell me, say, birth set is just what you say. Oh, massa. What say the
as one man can say, Ampratwum.
Now
would be a friend. If your friend is a trader in Tobago, and I say Nigerian, for instance, it was a friend is never one of her. Now acquire Ghanaian friends in
how?
That made me Ghanaian.
Okay, so what does the law say?
What does the law say?
Yawo Haseya.
Yes.
Now Oma me ewo a foreign descent.
Yes.
Wo no ayawo no. What happens to you? What applies to you?
In a case,
what point do you become a Ghanaian?
In this case,
before 1960.
Yes.
Now,
before the promulgation of the law.
When you are in Ghana, we are Ghanaian.
You're Ghanaian, straight, outright.
At this moment,
I just said one of your parents.
Eba said that one of your parents is Ghanaian.
Yes.
But both you are Ghanaian. You yourself, you are not a Ghanaian. But the question here is that the question here is that you man the birth set citizenship, say we be some man, we a day, say we a Ghanaian, or anything to show. And I said the assessment officer and the trainer when say a Ghanaian, and for that matter, what also Ghanaian, and the amount it becomes the kind of thing.
The status of a child.
Exactly. But acquire you know. No, if I catch them say you doubt. And you will say certificate quite of us so any certificate to know and you can papa. Do you do things by
imagining?
You are imagining. And you will say if there's a problem with the law, no, recommend. Said the process of acquiring birth cert in this country must be looked at.
Separation of power, no benefit.
Oh, come on. When they go off, what's the sense of being at the Supreme Court? They go off and make certain determinations and become the law.
Anything that judgment.
You are deficient
as a first court of the land, it become a law.
And look at the Yampiana or the look at this independent candidate issue. Before 2016, you were from MP.
Yes.
How are that was 2020. Look at the determination of the then Speaker of Parliament. And read the Constitution. The article was so clear. So once
cross carpet.
What declare was we independent there. Masa, you cease to be a member of Parliament.
And you decided whose side you want to do business with.
Who told you?
You decide.
You
decide.
Unless you are in
2000.
Listen. Okay, Dr. Why you saying? What declare says no more member of NDC or cross call NPP. What did they tell him?
That is where
they didn't even sit 1 second.
That is where That is where the contention was. Say one kasa free party with and it's a party in kasa woma pamo.
Yes.
Now that is where the contention was.
Party no pamo.
In 2000. Four independent candidates who work with the New Patriotic Party. Abubakar Sadiq Boniface. The late.
It's not listening to my conversation. My man Kasebi. He wasn't listening to me. They make kind of they
decided where they want to do this
declaration. Please. Mami, you are here.
And the A plus I got your friend is saying. And it's part of them.
Okay, to us.
This intervention was unnecessary, needless one.
That's your opinion.
Because the subject matter I do command say we're a member of Parliament of the MPP. We declare no independent, contesting against the very party he or she claims to be. I'm a one person say, and we hear say kura mmeja no mo platform so. Mo yi sa on your connect from platform so. And you still want the person to be a member of Parliament. What kind of logic it is?
So,
and you still want the person to be considered as part of it. And look at the speed at which that case was called against other cases major tropical ones within the country in the country. In Tosha, which will say now the Gertrude we knew before assumption of the office was so the Gertrude that assumed the office of the Chief Justice. So she has a lot of questions to answer. Issues were there, but I believe said these were not. But these ones were like grounds on which people had certain feelings. Be who say, "Mamela umbo number." And the other so-called procurement cases and others, a lot of people don't know the petitioners. The petitioners are not just say go into and look at each and every one. Some of them are businesses who have businesses in this country, of several investment in this country. They have a lot to lose if certain decisions of the Chief Justice should be allowed to remain. And subject yourself to the committee. The committee. No. I'm only looking at the perspective of the petitioners.
Yes.
The perspective of the petitioner is should allow a lot of things will go wrong. So
from your narration, she's giving me one.
Was a petitioners?
This kind of attitude.
Was a petitioners? No, as a mujina so.
The niggas are guilty.
Talking about the
petitioners think that the petitioners think that.
That's a long way to go.
Okay.
Yes. So, okay. I'm not mammy for me now. Then they say Gertrude must subject herself to go through the process,
and that's what she's doing today.
No. Justice Gabriel Poaman, Justice Asebu, is it Asebu or Asedu?
Asedu.
And Dominovo, among and other two others. Masa, Yamma Ghana for you now, so we stay for you now until we have to say these people have integrity and have something to protect.
Okay. All right.
And they will look into the matter and come out with a verdict. And we shall all support it.
All right.
Some so better one you must swear. Some man tina and chance swear.
Majid.
Say, I say what me at na platform.
Brennan today this time je feel be come out. And I want to toto.
Timia. Me come as me na men can say that any law has been breached. The most important thing is that they can we should allow the process to work. Whoever who is you na the financial judgment we all accept them go.
Okay.
On the issue of Sami Jemfi. You see? Ampratwum. Utwe na we sika ema dollar ediche will be. I don't think it will be an issue. Simple because we are a private person. So me and me too ya me you be and I'm on make will be dollars. I don't think it will be a problem. But the problem is that who call for equity should come out with clear hands. It's a criminal na Cecilia Benadapa issue a buy. Simple because now your friend is saying public figure. Maybe or no crown or there some local police stations house help and send a year better. Maybe and when you will be a radio lawyer Martin Pebu was no, but be a semi-Jemfi Sicana a private place. You see? Entina made that Honorable Montaka fight a tramodo. This kind of comments and yet tramodo inducer. How well we are going to
say the kind of me in the private space.
Now, if I say
it said they will sit out with them. It is we sit out with them. A private space. I've been under funny fear no there. Say a chop and get the bedroom. What is it in the bedroom? What's a private? Obi te kai mu de anya
yen ka case me say one na ya so so amanfo so saa in the name of independent and this buy say hu ana me name na appointment ba bi o mo de be she but very soon the matete no so ne de ba the man appointment No, so because he talked like a serial caller from the NDC. I mean, yeah, Martin Pebu. Or to 1 hour to NDC, you may be. I mean, friend, Ampratwum.
This platform is bigger than.
As some American say.
That's what he thinks.
No.
That is a serial caller. He talks like a serial caller.
Does he talk like a serial caller?
No, that's what he thinks. Now, maybe want to
He
says that he talks like a serial caller. Say an insult. A serial caller is so many nipa. Continue, please. How do I defend Martin Pebu so he doesn't talk like a serial caller? How do I do that, my brother?
At that time, no, some fee. What's your friend is sent to me 3? No, she must have no kind of broth or the grammar I beat here. Meanwhile, compare some fee to Cecilia Benadapa. Nanka, why pound is $2. Go there and see her biography. Work with Okowas, UN, Abeye, friends, and one border, Abeye MP, Bantuma. But no, for so many Massa Yedina, maybe an Akasa. You see, now what's a video? No, then tell us. Say, give me a start here.
No, your lawyer.
You know, start a lawyer. Case been a wedding. No lawyer, Conasa.
No lawyer.
Yet to Kroma through Erico Puku. Some of you is going to be PRO for Kame. Me back at him. 2008 another 2018 and obey a PRO for Ezenkwan Quebec. Minimum Sokaya. Apart from that, no, and obey National Communication Officer. Tell me, compare people who has been work with UN and one ECOWAS and some of the MP, what by a Deputy Minister of Aviation, a Minister of Aviation under President Governor, all these things. But not there. Only right. Say obey.
Amount of Sikano na yeka.
Na iskabia nyiska. Asemba na.
Amount of Sikano na qualify for investigation.
Now we serial caller. We are NDC serial caller na yeka ya branch otu student o. E be the fees going to try. But he will come to defend this thing. A typical attitude of John Dramani Mahama.
Ni fees enye public.
Maninka ndio bekabia.
Asama ya can say Ampratwum. Asama ya can say the attitude of a friend is John Dramani Mahama. And I say the darling boy, his darling boy. Because on those days, you know, some fee because of politics. You put me on the mountain and say, well, born a bra. Unless I did sometimes quality, yeah, no. I'm produced the dear. May when I'm talking to somebody, will be a sabi when you need chame, will be a wabu bra chame. Yeah, number there, I give him that respect. But to read say, and then I can be found. No, you are coming to apologize to who? Apologize, and you're engine too much. You're engine too much now. You have to be sacked. And he's so now. Oh, and I grab the class. Oh, not just a price. At the seat, so in the back seat. And I won't. I'm not finding your mammy.
Yes, I can on the grounds of what?
Code of conduct and code read.
How breach your code of conduct.
Yeah, can't share John Dramani Mahama say. Because we heard John Dramani Subayana. Sabe, he's not ready to fight corruption. Corruption cases here just start under the watch. Only say Abuga Pele, it started under NDC. Hereby you continue. We can decide to file what you call the null protocol. You pay baby atna. Sit side in Antamakulo. May catch on the next month. Obenya presidential pardon. Collins down there at the court. Ya cancel null protocol. Say you are going to go. Maybe null protocol. Your friend is Upuni null protocol. Just say because Obi NDC near were more Ghanaian than a friend saying. Nanya sama ya be ya da be na ya be ya investigate bia ya say okay silent the president no abonati ko manye bio.
Okay.
Equally to bana ba bia ya de na koto no a very sensitive position. Ene you say you're creating good border. So be yes said be ya you regularize how you turn your good and all these things in na sabe. That is a crab with funny saying dollars ne de me tete kra de say adaka ba miansa kra de
Majid if say
na ba miansa ana da ne fie we nyina na sabe ka mu kra na ne bebrebe yi investigation no say ye ni so but ya catch the NDC say Ghana for there
all right
ya nye ya na chapa no ya nye ne antu enye ne etina enye ntu
mate je refoko
Mulase say I said Miami Abdul Majid kan na address oni hweka ntino na o say obi bi na no na odin ba kumien bi eton frame NDC aban na say NDC amanyo ko ayi ni ma wo Ghana ha no Ghana fo ni mien say ye place priority e public sentiment and as a public accountability enti de enipa na ato abayi yen no ne wo mo ka no ene ye hwe so de aye adwuma ya to abayi yeyi mampanyi apaw na somafo ni rasa mejanfi ya de na ko PMMC and as a good board and the rasa mejanfi aya ade bi no no ni susu yemu no nanka onim se eye emoa na wode bo anipa no anase ni susu yemu ni se de wo ye no ade a eye so hu
agrada se na tena suit
na agrada uska se eno ntina wa ma ne dollars no sa agrada uska want to me man 50 cedis ana meboa nti ono ni susu yemu no nim se de nka wo ye no eye emoa na wode bo anipa no ena what na chire hu se enkofo na wo so mo no na se Ghana fo no binum ebo ento mo yem ena binum so te se me de me ni binum de ye hu se de ura samejan fie no anka enheda enya ne bone so ena samejan fie hu no se nya Ghana fo kasa binum kasa se de wo ye no enya no onfa achopa emeto Ghana fo adim and that's the one of the perfect things that every true leader ever say odi achopa ebema Ghana fo a se bi omu se de wo ye ntwa yi after that no you know the level of respect a Ghana fo binom ewo masa mejan fi akosropa because who say enipa na ye serve wo mu no anase enipa na wo mu ato abayi mampanyi amampanyi apa me se membe sum wo mu no se ne omo so madwene nie ntimi nso mesre se me sum nti no mo fancha me mepa macho after that ena chief of staff yes amone no say ombra na ombe yi nsembia no na say omechire nsembi mu yete ha de course wo ho me no mienu yenim ena chief of staff asaya beka say through the president say the leaders amejan fie no enye ne bonus so nti won san koto na adwuma so na mum wo san caution no say onhwe na wanye bi because say enye nyoma obeya ye bone nko ana ema enkofo empe wasem odo say unsusu yemu na ya de papa na mum Ghana fo binom ebo ento wo moyem nti no ko na hwe na wankwanko ye bio so different from Mami Cecilia da Parkis and I say the CCC or MPP aban mu no yiti Ghana hana Miwe Kufuado ankasa ni lance minister ka hwe ne say akonta mining mining or forest mu almost say yin so ni forest then Miwe Kufuado be kan obigina bontin ka say wo mo nye mining bia wo sa forest ni mu a almost say so ana so almost say insase there's a difference between say obi Manankasa there is a difference between
the airline that you promised to revoke it
there is a difference between say when I say or amend
you don't know
haven't you heard recently say revoke haven't you heard recently say after parliament ever started sittings no we will revoke the airline
and
there's been two school of thought umaka say review masa can say
yes say the very recent one say
parliament resume
yes the very recent one say yes that's it
okay
enti no different from ye ma Mrs. Leda pa na say dey see MPP aban mu say ye wo clearing agent ono de asem na esina emwa o man no obepa bi gina abonten aka say de SCI ekoso no eye na Ghana fo nyina so ahu say the nipa ne ye na president aka say eye no emi totally different from say obi a anka no ni susiem no ana say Ghana fo bebre susiem no na ka enye bone na wo ye na president no aka hwe ne say ko na enkoye side ni bio ye wo Ghana ha hwan na ni susiem say ye say so anase ye say sase a no susu ye mu eye enya ma obi a enso pina president bi o nu begina ho eclair say nipa no Ampratwum ba what you say nti yewra Samidian free issue say abebe dey na Samidian me person make am bebe because na sometimes private issues be
Suleiman quick na enko
Samidian fee issue and what to talk this elder party na enye there are two different issues in that
maybe $10
we $1 million yes granted crown the amount for say $10,000
na yenti memu na $10,000 we should pass MPP for about M2 $50,000 yenti sikani the dollars ni the one mo che mo deputy communication officer na eka enema na meka
say $10,000 kwana Ampratwum it is not $1 million. Or the two there are two different amounts.
10,000 by 2 million fee.
Investigation is based on assumptions. Assumptions no they can say. So even when you go to the bank, open dollars on the counter, send the amount $10,000. So granted, even $10,000 out of time na the man. If you want to be fair to the options available in terms of possibility where the money is coming from, you cannot leave out the fact that even we have a capping of $10,000 to be taken from the counter in this country. But tell me, where do you have a rule that says that possess $1 million this where in a very bizarre circumstance. And unfortunately, that's why they are investigating.
Okay, Cecilia, a lot of them break it down.
Cecilia Dapa, being the minister for sanitation, I say Odo river. They say NSA made the city or Donna River. Is it 40 million or 4 million? 40 million. Is it 40 million to desilt it? And then is that place desilted? And they say yes, so this country spent 40 million on that river on that river. And see, once the work is not done, we have a lot of suspicions to raise. From the outfit owner that has been mentioned, that has been identified. The only code of conduct was breaking, and I now say the regulation was breaking the president directive, and I said the code of conduct say you shouldn't bring the government into the name of the government into disrepute. That's it. At least seeing him or check $10,000, it has caused some uproar.
$800.
I'm a month why the Eki can in a very bad way for the government. But even with that one, cautioning is part of the kind of say punishment or corrective measures I owe in this country. What I call on TV and say the way we say Buma Mechuasu. We do it. And he has been cautioned. He has come to apologize. Very rare as compared in previous times. Well, look, let's say it as it is. When these people started goofing, we mentioned it. And then I said, look, I did the first time with him, I'll plead with the person to listen to my submissions in 2017 thereof. Almost I told me before we shall deal with them. But as it stands now, I said my okay. He has been won. It ends there. Yes, so I do man. And I ain't paying him the actually. Look, this is somebody. Even some leading opposition members. I mean, and in the MPP. No, I'm a leading opposition member in my party. Leading other another political party like the MPP. Always been probably attested to the fact that this guy was even using V8 in opposition. In opposition, what airport hills or warrior no. This is somebody who sat and this is the first time this man is occupying a public office. This is the first time I occupy a public office of this nature. He said the part that we've seen it. And look at the explanations that the power is giving about the money. To the extent that me brother will cry now or to me Abba. I said, madam, go and I know Nukruma. Go onto your food. The facts are here on your food. Go and check.
Okay.
No, that's what depositing money in his own account.
All right, Sulemana.
All these things are there. The order, look, let me land on this one. Aboju, we are observing this current government. The order, no,
okay.
By the second year, third year, we expect them at least 60-70% of the oral cases in them have been brought to conclusion. Okay. Reasonable conclusion.
All right, hello.
Barbara, Ampratwum.
Patrick.
Thank you.
Thank you too. And then
now who's even party Mexiano? Yes, so the I'm in na MPP media patron. Said and the Mokai media. Ankani Saba is chief of
Chief Justice.
Chief Justice Ono. Ki best senka. Womo every more yeno. Nkumu TV so. Ma upia shidi. Na nkoye kukuomu asem. So because I deal with attend the copa. Say no kwe no kwe nim. Eti kuomu mie mo bian tiebi no bian hwebi. Da de no ebubo maame no a Ghana for beti ase.
Okay.
Say mu amono so a Ghana for beti di omu ye na se mum kwahye kokuomu dia ene bibi wom.
Medase. Hello. Okay, 0546999744. 0546 9999744. Hello.
Hello, name.
Yes, name.
Now, the policy, only a color can score. But the fuck when you're not just to with Mr. Dr. Frank American and he keep the boss in the Zuba. Then, and 7 years, I mean, at that form. Some of them, yeah. On to one. Some people, when I'm mother by the catch a board, you might. We call the party in some of them. I don't know if it's I said, we can say somewhere here. Hey, I don't know if you can hear me, and I don't tell my belly. One quarter and answer the bishop will say, you have been, I don't know about party, and this had the very one of the good party. I don't know if somebody who, but they say that bishop said, party, no more with that bank, and more quantity to more composition. I'll put this head and go and take a cacao, as I make a dressing way, or man can you say, what did a bunny action?
Hello.
Hello, Ampratwum.
Yay.
Boy, boss, you let me down here. Now, the chairman, my boss, come here, people, you will be chairman, my chance, first vice. And I'm breaking your share. President, Mama, or a clear agent. You get today, or no one called them, sometimes you will free up. What does here? Submit them fee. I got that was you will be a magic Gary. A day now, who's out of time, she can't demand. Children from my woman, one. Other people say you can't go children from one cocoa, one more than we say, Uncle, what children goes. Will be also Gary. Like any boy, I can't ask them, yeah. No more opportunity say, on yes, she $80. And I got to say, $8, they say, will be $279 billion. And I buy a camera for me. Yeah, and one office, wow, all you to any bit of old, you know.
Okay, hello. Yay.
Papa, Ampra, King.
Malinda Kunoyanko.
Papa, Medase. Mammy Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Marconi. Mammy Chan and Aquati, and this is not coming. And I will give up, Papa. Came about that will be a minister in the Papa. I can't keep it for us. Okay, it's not the own part group. SCA, not Tete, not Pansam, no moon to be sure no moon can watch them. One by radio, some commentators, and then quality. One moon has to do more about kind of radio to the Ghana for. It sounds like no more than the man Muhammad. Ghana in the house of one woman. And it's somebody yes, some Samidans who are day. Samidans who are the Ghana staff of Rata Prana. ọ̀nà 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 ọ̀dí àtẹ ẹ̀dí ẹ̀dí mu ha